Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to our channel, your trusted window into the captivating and often intricate world of the British royal family. Today, we're pulling back the velvet curtain on a subject that has fascinated royal enthusiasts for generations, one that blends history, tradition, and subtle symbolism. The age-old custom of bowing and curtsying before members of the royal household. And, in a surprising twist, we now have fascinating new insights from a former royal insider who offers a revealing glimpse into King Charles III's personal perspective on these time-honored gestures. Before we embark on this journey through royal etiquette and evolution, please take a moment to show your support by liking this video, sharing it with fellow royal enthusiasts, and subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. Your engagement helps us continue to bring you the most detailed and thought-provoking stories from behind palace walls. The British royal family, affectionately known as the Firm, is an institution built upon centuries of ceremony, grandeur, and carefully preserved customs. For generations, the simple act of a respectful bow or an elegant curtsy has symbolized reverence and acknowledgement of royal hierarchy. It's a gesture that transcends mere formality. For many, it represents a living connection to Britain's storied past, a visible thread binding the present to a legacy of kings and queens who have shaped the nation's identity through the ages. Yet as the monarchy continues to evolve in the 21st century, embracing modern ideals of accessibility and relevance, questions naturally arise. How do these traditional customs fit within a more contemporary royal image? Do they still hold meaning in an era that values approachability and equality over formality and hierarchy? These questions bring us directly to the heart of today's discussion, guided by revelations from a man who once stood at the very center of royal life. His name is Grant Harrold. Far from being a distant observer, Grant Harrold served as a butler to the then Prince of Wales, now King Charles III. For a number of years, his unique position gave him extraordinary access to the private world of the royal household and the daily rhythm of palace life. Mr. Harrold's reflections are not based on speculation or rumor, but on first-hand experience, moments shared within the walls of royal residences, where the fine details of etiquette and tradition are lived every day. Recently, in his candid and highly anticipated memoir, The Royal Butler: My Remarkable Life in Royal Service, he offers readers an authentic glimpse behind those gilded doors. The book paints an intimate portrait of royal life, filled with fascinating anecdotes that shed new light on what it truly means to serve the crown. In a recent conversation with Fox News, Mr. Harrold discussed some of the most intriguing aspects of royal etiquette, particularly the tradition of bowing and curtsying. With characteristic frankness, he shared a sentiment many of us might relate to. "I think a lot of people assume that when you meet the royal family, you're supposed to bow or curtsy, and indeed, this belief is deeply ingrained in the public imagination, reinforced by history books, grand ceremonies, and countless portrayals in film and television. It's a gesture we've all come to recognize, a visual shorthand for showing deference to royalty, a bow or a curtsy that seems almost universally expected whenever one encounters a member of the royal family. And yet, this is where Grant Harrold's revelations take a truly surprising turn, challenging one of the longest-held assumptions about royal protocol. According to his first-hand experience, the reality is far more nuanced, and, in fact, quite different from what most people imagine. Mr. Harrold was quick to clarify that bowing or curtsying is not a mandatory requirement when meeting royalty. Rather, it is entirely a matter of personal choice. An act of respect offered voluntarily, not an enforced gesture of submission. To reinforce this, he pointed to an often overlooked detail that few members of the public are aware of. Even the official website of the British monarchy, the Definitive Guide to Royal Tradition and Protocol, explicitly states that such gestures are optional. This revelation alone may come as a genuine surprise to many, overturning decades of assumption and myth surrounding royal encounters. It reflects a subtle but significant shift, a more relaxed, modern approach to etiquette, better aligned with contemporary values of equality and mutual respect. But what makes this insight even more compelling is not just what was said, it's who said it. Mr. Harrold did not simply infer these views from observation. He learned them directly through personal conversations with King Charles himself. He recalled one particular exchange that provides a rare glimpse into the king's own philosophy about monarchy and tradition. King Charles even had a discussion with me about it, he revealed, and in that conversation, the monarch shared a distinction that was as profound as it was humble. When you bow or curtsy, the king said, you're doing it to the title, you're not doing it to the person. That single statement, simple, yet deeply meaningful, encapsulates an entire philosophy of kingship. It is not just an etiquette correction, it's a reflection of how King Charles III views his role. The gesture, he suggests, is not one of personal glorification, but of respect for the crown itself, the centuries-old institution that represents the unity, continuity, and heritage of the United Kingdom. The bow, then, is not for Charles the man, but for the monarchy, the symbol, and the office that he temporarily inhabits as its custodian. This understanding reveals a monarch deeply conscious of his duty, aware that he is merely the latest in a long line of sovereigns, entrusted with an ancient legacy. It also suggests a humility, a willingness to separate the self from the title, to honor the institution rather than the individual. Such a view demystifies the monarchy without diminishing it. It reframes royal reverence not as an act of servitude, but as a gesture of continuity, one that respects history while recognizing modern sensibilities. Beyond the act of bowing and curtsying, Grant Harrold also offered practical wisdom on royal etiquette in general, offering reassurance to anyone who might find the prospect of meeting royalty a bit intimidating. After all, the idea of standing face-to-face with a king or queen can be daunting. People often wonder what to say, how to stand, whether to speak first, or if they might inadvertently breach some centuries-old rule. But Mr. Harrold's advice was refreshingly simple and wonderfully human. Grant Harrold shared a simple yet invaluable piece of advice. When you meet them, he said, you should let them lead the handshake, and the conversation, let them guide it. This modest instruction is, in truth, a masterclass in grace and respect. It underscores that, in the rarefied setting of a royal encounter, the royal themselves set the rhythm, easing the guest into the exchange and removing any uncertainty about what to do next. It's practical wisdom. Imagine the nervousness one might feel before such a meeting, the question lingering in every mind, do I extend my hand? Do I wait? By simply allowing the royal to initiate, any potential awkwardness dissolves instantly. Likewise, by letting them steer the conversation, guests are assured that the topics remain light, appropriate, and comfortable for all involved. Mr. Harrold elaborated further, offering a charming glimpse into the art of royal small talk. They don't ask tricky questions, he revealed. They keep it light, hearted, and easy. These few words paint a picture of royal encounters, not as intimidating or formal interrogations, but as genial exchanges, warm, polite, and designed to put visitors at ease. It shows that the royals, despite their elevated position, are masters of the delicate art of making others feel comfortable. Through these interactions, the monarchy reveals its human side, formal, yes, but also deeply aware of the importance of connection and courtesy. Crucially, Mr. Harrold's reflections are not isolated anecdotes. They form part of a much broader and more discernible trend within the modern British monarchy. Under the reign of King Charles III, and with the active participation of Prince William, the Prince of Wales, the royal family is steadily evolving, finding ways to preserve its dignity while embracing the expectations of a more open and modern world. The monarchy, long defined by centuries of unyielding protocol, is now learning to balance heritage with humility. It is no longer about adhering to every detail of historical formality, but about reinterpreting these traditions for a 21st century audience. The guiding principle, it seems, is not rejection of tradition, but refinement. A conscious decision to maintain what is meaningful while gently releasing what feels outdated. This process is not without its challenges. The monarchy must remain recognizable as a cornerstone of continuity and national identity, yet agile enough to demonstrate relevance in a world defined by rapid change and constant scrutiny. As King Charles himself has often acknowledged, staying relevant is essential. In an age of instant communication and heightened public awareness, the crown must continually reaffirm its purpose, not through grandeur alone, but through connection, service, and sincerity. Prince William, representing the next generation, shares this vision wholeheartedly. He has consistently emphasized the importance of a monarchy that listens, evolves, and remains intertwined with the everyday lives of the people it serves. Together, father and son are guiding the firm toward a future where formality meets warmth, where the institution's majesty endures, but its presence feels approachable, empathetic, and human. And within this ongoing evolution, individual members of the royal family bring their own interpretations, their own way of bridging tradition and modernity. One of the most fascinating examples of this is Her Royal Highness, Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Despite the monarchy's steady movement toward a more relaxed and modern approach to protocol, Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales, continues to embody the elegance of tradition. She has often been seen performing the age-old curtsy to senior members of the royal family, particularly to the monarch and the queen consort. Her curtsies, executed with characteristic grace and poise, have become quietly iconic, a visual expression of respect and deference captured time and again by cameras across the world. Yet, this gesture is not at odds with the king's more contemporary outlook. Rather, it beautifully illustrates the element of personal choice that lies at the heart of modern royal etiquette. While King Charles III has expressed that the act of bowing or curtsying is done to honor the title rather than the individual, Princess Catherine's consistent adherence to the gesture may reflect her own deep reverence for both the people and the positions they hold. Her continued observance of this custom also demonstrates her awareness of its symbolic importance. In public life, these graceful gestures act as visible reminders of continuity and hierarchy, touchstones of stability in a world that is constantly changing. Through her actions, Catherine quietly communicates that even in an evolving monarchy, there is space for tradition to coexist with progress. Her curtsies are not relics of formality, but affirmations of respect, a graceful bridge between the old and the new. It's a poignant reminder that within the royal family's modernization, each member brings their own interpretation of duty and decorum, weaving individuality into the broader tapestry of royal service. So what does all this mean for the future of royal etiquette, and for our understanding of the monarchy itself? King Charles's perspective, as revealed by Grant Harrold, reflects a thoughtful, even progressive, approach to leadership. By affirming that bowing and curtsying are not mandatory, but rather personal gestures directed toward the title and not the person. The king is gently redefining the nature of deference in a modern constitutional monarchy. In doing so, he acknowledges the enduring symbolic power of the crown, while also making it feel a little less distant, a little less intimidating, and perhaps a little more human. This shift, alongside broader efforts by King Charles and Prince William to streamline royal operations, underscores a clear truth: the monarchy is evolving. It is learning to strike a delicate balance, to honor its magnificent heritage, while embracing the realities and expectations of a contemporary society. The goal is not change for its own sake, but relevance. To ensure the institution remains a cherished part of national life, capable of inspiring unity, pride, and continuity in an ever-changing world. The king's views on deference, the emphasis on relaxed, approachable meetings, and the Princess of Wales's enduringly graceful curtsies together form a powerful message that tradition and modernity need not be at odds. They can coexist harmoniously in service of something greater. This glimpse behind the curtain of royal protocol offers a fascinating reflection on the evolution of the British monarchy, a living institution that continues to blend the gravitas of history with the authenticity of the present. So, what are your thoughts on this revelation? Do you believe bowing and curtsying should remain steadfast traditions, or do you welcome a more relaxed modern approach to royal encounters? We'd love to hear your perspectives in the comments below. Your insights truly enrich our royal discussions. If you found today's exploration illuminating, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the captivating world of the British royal family. Thank you for watching.